and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 15th of June, everybody. Happy birthday to my dad. Though by the time this is up, his birthday will probably have gone because he lives in the future. But I hope everybody is well. Today's section is section 21. So we are moving over this side. In fact, we are connecting the two. And I'm using my third and final pen from Brianne and her boys. And it is a gorgeous turquoise, pink and orange. So let's just make sure this is cut all the way through. Try and make sure I can get hold of the washi tape and the plastic. Ideally, I get hold of both. Okay, I've got hold of most of it, though it has split a little. Oh no, it had split a little bit here at the bottom, but that last little tug got it the rest of the way up, because it was sticking a little bit on either corner. But we do have a little bit more colour in this one. Not a huge amount, but we do have a little bit. Let me put that knife away before I manage to cut myself. Okay, let's see how much we can zoom in. And I need to get ready. Oh, I do have the comments ready. See, I don't even know how prepared I am. But as always, I am going to start with the white. This one is a lower section, so I am going to do it across like I've been doing it on other ones. But yeah, I hope you're all having a fantastic day and enjoying the June waffle in whichever way that brings enjoyment for you. Getting your little bit of me time in various different ways. There's some really good ideas of how to, you know, make June waffle your own this time. Even more so, there was lots of people doing different things last year, but I feel like maybe people have been a bit more vocal this year. Seashell, yeah, said she wanted to do this painting so bad, but she said she can't justify shipping to the US. Shipping is always a bugbear for any business that sends internationally, but I know most of us do everything we can to make it as cheap as possible. I know Diamond Art Studio UK has a flat rate fee abroad, including the US. So all I suggest is ordering a few that you have your eye on at the same time. Some paintings do go out of stock, but they do pretty much all, you know, most recent designs and most licensed artist designs, they keep restocking. It's not just a once and then it's gone. If the demand is there, they will keep restocking it. So just use it as an excuse to get a few. I know, like, for example, us buying in the UK from Diamond Art Club can get free shipping over a certain amount. And I use those quote marks because the price is already inflated for us to include part of the shipping. So we see, like, they do a conversion on their site, but when it converts, it doesn't convert standard dollars to pounds. It adds some as well towards the shipping. So in effect, we are sort of paying for it, just in a different way. But shipping abroad is always the pain. We tend to, us personally, we sell smaller things, so we ship by weight, and a lot of our things will fit in smaller packages. Often it's the length of diamond paintings along with the width of the box that actually increase the cost. But we too sort of have a capped rate where we don't go higher than a set amount to each country, so that if people are placing big orders, it doesn't keep increasing their shipping cost along with it. So yeah, it's just an excuse to go shopping for more, really. That's all I'm trying to do. It's just, you know, say get more, because why not? Cat Lady says she has been tidying her diamond paintings away today. She said she's framed some 30 by 40s for her great nieces, and then 3 larger ones for herself. She says now where to hang them. That is always the quandary after that, but well done you on getting them framed. Even if I know where they're going, sometimes it takes me a while to get something framed, never mind hung up. I have a painting that we picked up from the lakes because we did go to, I think it was Bowness, on the way home from our trip to Centre Parks. On the way home, took a little detour. And we picked up a painting by an artist from there, and it's still not up on the wall, so it may take a while. Jackie says she loves the Time Team, but for her it does have to be the classic series. She says in her opinion the new episodes are nowhere near as good. It's the old ones I remember, a bit more eccentric. Loved them. Liz, she says she'd like to thank whoever mentioned Mary Higgins Clark books being available on YouTube. She said she started one today while she was busy in the garden, and she is totally hooked. She said, Iggle be waiting. Oh, I think that's eagerly waiting tonight's launch. She said the alarm is set and she'll be ready. She said non-launch items are already in her basket, so she doesn't have to add them later and potentially miss the items she wants. She says, please, please, please stop teasing about Advent and Waffle and what you have planned. She says she can't stand the suspense. I am sorry, I'm trying not to bring it up too much. I'm trying to stick to just comments, but everybody wants to know, and I do want to reassure people that come July things will start being told to you all. So if you could all hang on just until we do actually hit the second half of the year, and we will start to reveal stuff to you bit by bit. But we've been living it since last December, if not definitely January, so we have been living it for quite a while in this house. It's a regular talk. Excuse me. Pinkies. I like that name. She says, hi Rebecca and Zesty Tribe. She has been working on Mandy Manzano's Arms of an Angel from Diamond Art Club for the June Whip and Waffle. She said it's special for her as she bought it for what would have been the 30th birthday of a child she miscarried. Oh, I am sorry. She says it's an older Diamond Art Club, no AB drills, she says, and quite a lot of nubs on the square drills, she says, but it is coming together beautifully. Sounds like my first ever square from Diamond Art Club. Wasn't too happy with my first ever square, but things have definitely got better, that's for sure. She said it's now 3 years later and she thought she should get it done. Well, there's no time like a spring clean June waffle to get it done. And what a lovely memory that you're doing it for as well. Well, not the event, but the fact that lovely that you're doing it for a memory. That's more what I wanted to say. Excuse me fumbling my words. There's nothing I can say to make anything better, so I end up stumbling over what I'm saying as to whether I'm making stuff worse or not. But yeah. She said, as someone humorously described herself as a diamond painting plodder, she said she is as well. She says she's placing most of these diamonds with tweezers because of its significance, she says, which slows her pace even more. She is averaging about 1 drill to every 5 of mine. She says she hasn't been diamond painting for 18 months due to constant migraines. She says, but she changed her diet to that of a carnivore 6 months ago, and she has eliminated 90% of her migraines. She's lost 41 pounds, brought her blood pressure back down to normal, and she's no longer pre-diabetic. That is some achievement. Go girl. She says her doctor was as joyful as she is. I'm not surprised. That is a lot of work that you've put into that. She says now she can diamond paint once more, and she decided that the June Whip and Waffle was the perfect kick-off for her. She said thanks for the company every day, and she's sending you all zesties, smiles and virtual hugs. Love it. Thank you so much, and I'm so happy that you're able to diamond paint again. It is bad enough dealing with illnesses or things going on in our lives anyway, but to take our hobbies away, or for us not to feel as though we can do our hobbies, which is same difference in my opinion. Yeah, it's not nice. It doesn't help. It doesn't help to cope when it stops you doing what you enjoy doing, even if it is, you know, diamond painting that you sit down to do. You're not asking to run a marathon, you're asking to sit and dot. Sparkle it up. She says she always does single placing until she gets to the last section of her diamond painting. She says once she reaches the last section, she multi-places so she can hurry up and get it done. That is one way to think about it. It's the middle section of a painting that I feel I'd want to hurry up, because I feel like I get faster myself when it's near the end of a painting. I feel like I don't know, I want to concentrate on getting it done more and more when it's the last section. I was trying to see if that diamond's concaved. It's not, it's just stuck to the glue dot and didn't want to move. Sherry, she said she had to laugh right out loud when I said that Australia was in the future for you. She said yes. She said we were there in January and it was crazy, she said, to try and think about what time it was in the States. She said their big group, of which there was 16, she said decided that it was time travel. She said when we flew down, we left on the 30th of December. They arrived in New Zealand on the 1st of January. They completely missed the 31st of December. She said time travel indeed. Yes, it's like my flight there is like 36 hours and my flight back is like 12 time-wise. So I can leave there the evening of what I normally leave there on a Saturday evening and arrive back in the UK on a Sunday morning. But if I leave on a Saturday morning, I don't arrive there until like Monday night. It's ridiculous. Time flies. It's always weird as well, because whenever I have conversations, of course, with family that are in Australia, quite often if it's the evening for me, it's the next day for them. They're already, you know, planning what they're going to do for the day, and I'm like, is it bedtime yet? And then when I'm talking to them in the morning, they've already spent their day. They've already done everything that they're going to do. So it always, yeah, sometimes the conversation feels a little bit weird when you're like, what have you done today? And they list what you've done and you think, what? Hey, all I've done is drunk my morning coffee. But of course they've had a lot more time to do that because they're in the future. Stephanie, she says she loves the whip and waffles. She says she is working on her conversion when she can. She got her blank canvas from Heaven and Earth Design, she said, and it's a crown jewel canvas as well. She said it's just a blank one. Yeah, I did see that. You can order, can't you, specifically a blank canvas if they have a chart that they don't have one already, or if you prefer to do it on a blank canvas, because some people prefer the process of there being no symbols on the canvas at all. But you know you're getting a good quality canvas. So they just order a blank one. Corinne, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, happy June Waffle. She says she's been celebrating Pride this month, as well as working on Valentine's Masquerade from Diamond Art Club. She said it's a painting by Jasmine Beckett Griffith and she loves her artwork. She said she can't wait for your advent calendar. She said she managed, sorry, advent talk again. She said she managed to snag a 12-day last year and she is so looking forward to a 24-day. She said it's her birthday at Christmas too, so that makes it extra special. She said, good luck on tonight's launch. Love from Wallasey. Thank you so much, Corinne. And I'm so glad that you enjoyed last year's as well. We've had nothing but excellent feedback from last year's. So we've kept some elements, we've changed up some elements, and hopefully we've made it even bigger and better. Time will tell. It'll be the wait until December to open it that'll be the problem. Sylvia said, hi Rebecca, thanks for another wonderful waffle. She said here in Reykjavik, I've probably said that completely wrong, but it's in Iceland. At least she gave me the country. Otherwise I'd have been Googling again. She said, we seem to have skipped summer altogether. Oh, and headed directly into fall. She said the high temperature today was 9 degrees Celsius. Even I think that's cold. She says with rain and wind. She said she's seriously thinking of moving to the east coast of Iceland. She said they get all the nice weather, up to 22 degrees as an average temperature. She said, thank goodness diamond painting is an indoor sport. Yes, I'd well and truly be indoors. 22 degrees is nice. 22 degrees is a nice weather. I'd take that over our 28, 29 that we've been having recently. I mean, us Brits just like to moan about the weather no matter what, but we didn't moan as much last week and the week before. We were saying how nice it was and how nice it was to have some sunshine for quite a few days on the trot. So we don't moan all the time. Just as soon as we get what is classed as a heat wave in the UK, we just can't cope. Shops aren't air conditioned the same way they are in other countries. Shops aren't. I mean, cars do tend to have aircon now, but it's not on always. Houses aren't air conditioned. Our buildings just aren't made for it. That's what it is. Beverly says she loves this painting. She says her daughter has cerebral palsy. She said, and the ribbon colour for that is a really pretty shade of green. I do know Diamond Art Studio are looking at doing more colours as well in the future for other charity ones, because the proceeds of this painting go to the charity. So this one is for Alzheimer's. So it goes to their research, and then there is a pink one that goes to cancer research, and they are looking at doing other ones in the future. So maybe green is one that they will do. Because there are so many pretty shades of green, aren't there? Lady Dax, she says she had another exhausting day at rehab. That is her pulmonary rehabilitation course. She said it's like an aerobic workout while using hand weights. She says she has aches in places she didn't know she had. But hopefully, she said, it will be all worth it. She said she's really looking forward to this tray storage tonight. She says she just has to keep herself awake another half an hour. I know we have moved it back to 9 o'clock. So for a period of time, we did have it at 10 p.m. our time. But it was just, it already feels like a late night, because while we launch at 9, of course, we are around and dealing with inquiries and all the rest of it for a good hour or two afterwards, which already takes us to like 11 o'clock at night, if not later. So yeah, we had to move it to 9 from 10. There is just no ideal time that gets everywhere in the world, so we just do our best. But I'm glad you managed to hang on until 9 o'clock, and I think we did well with the tray storage. We still have a nice amount left, so that people can potentially order it as and when they choose. It costs quite a bit to get it shipped over, so we did make sure that we ordered quite a lot so that we could hold, have enough stock and have stock for quite a while before we need to place another big order and get it shipped over. So be assured we have plenty at the moment. Tiffany said she placed her order for a tray and storage as soon as it launched. She said now the waiting game begins. The delivery waiting game. Well, I think I said the other day, pretty much every order went out. I think there was only one. See, this is what surprises me with you eagle-eyed little lot. So we'd been asked by a customer to get in the glue dot strips. So we have glue dots available in our shop for popping in your pens, and we'd been asked to get the glue dot strips for popping in multi-places. So we placed an order with our supplier. However, they aren't the quickest to ship out. Of all our suppliers, they are probably one of the slowest to ship out. We still get it within a week or so, but it's not like shipped within a couple of days. It takes a while to filter through their system, which is fine when you sort of know that, but I think we cut it a bit fine with our order. We'd been asked to get them in. The plan was to place it on the next order, but then our customer asked us if there was a possibility it'd be ready for launch. So we put the order in, and they were shipped on Friday and due to be with us on Monday. So the customer who'd asked, I let them know via Messenger that we'd put them up on the website so they could buy them, but their order might not go out until a day or two later once they'd arrived, and they were completely fine with that. So I put the glue strips up on the website, available in stock so that she could get them. Didn't put them at the top of the shop page or anything. In fact, if anything, they were near the bottom. So yeah, even so, they were right near the bottom. And regardless of that, we still had quite a few orders for them. So come, of course, Monday, I was able to ship out pretty much all of the American went out, but I have to get the American orders ready like first thing in the morning for them to pick them up the same day. So the only order that got delayed in getting sent out was the American order that had ordered the glue strips. All the other people that had spotted the glue strips, the eagle eyes, were either UK or international. And luckily the delivery turned up at about 2 o'clock, I think, in the afternoon. And that's a push. A normal order we can't guarantee will go out in the post. But of course, we pushed it because every now and then our Royal Mail collection's a little bit later than it should be. So we managed to actually squeeze all the rest of the orders out. But yeah, you guys are eagle-eyed. And it's amazing how many of you spotted them, considering, as I say, they weren't promoted. They weren't even high up on the webpage. But you guys still managed to sneak them in your orders. But it's all good because they've all gone out and we now have stock. So that was the only little hair-brainer for us. But everything is now on its way. And hopefully all the postal services around the world play the game with us and get them delivered as soon as possible. Gretchen, she said, thanks to an almost completely black section, she managed to finish at the same time as me. She said one entire row of her diamond painting is done. She says she has 3 more regular rows and 1 half height row. And then she will have finished her oldest existing work in progress. She said it doesn't really feel possible. It will be possible. So if you do the math, so you finished 1 complete row by day 9. So by day 18, you'll have completed a second. So that means you'll be practically halfway by day 18. So it might not happen in the month of June, but it's not going to be that much long after for you to be able to finish. And who says it needs to be finished in June? Especially if you've got a lot of sections of black. I can understand why the drive might not be there as much as a colour painting. Tiffany, she said Woolworths is now Countdown. She said, but it used to be called Woolworths in New Zealand. There we go, changing names in New Zealand. See, to us, Countdown is a TV show. That's what I think of when you say Countdown. Tammy, she said she loves to watch me work. She says you're so fast and accurate most of the time. You should see me when it's really, really hot in here and I'm trying to place diamonds down. Then not so much. She says a couple of quick questions. She said, do you ship to the United States? Yes, we do ship to the States. All orders are based on weight, but it does tell you at checkout before you hand over your hard-earned pennies or dollars in your case. It does tell you the amount. The amount is in British pounds, but if you pay by PayPal, it will do the conversion for you and let you know in dollars. But it's based on weight, and we keep it as low as we can. She says also, she says, do you have a link for this pen that contains the standard pink pens? She says, blessings from Missouri. Those pens are actually sort of a high street stationery type pen. I may be able to find one on Amazon UK, but I don't know if it ships. The brand of pen though, if you want to search the likes of maybe Amazon US, is Stabilo, Stabilo. And it's normally just a ballpoint pen, and you take the ballpoint pen part out and switch it for a pink pen, but then you will need to just trim it down so that you can screw the top back on. So you're best searching for Stabilo on Amazon.com. Very quick battery change. Fallon says, hi Rebecca. She says she wanted to share the good news. She finally got her hands on Cosmic Trip. She said she got the notification for restock at 3 a.m. And she didn't wake up until 7 a.m. So she was worried that she had missed it again. But she got it. She said it should be in sometime next week. I did notice that there was a big restock. Somebody posted on, well, I noticed it on the Diamond Art Club group on Facebook. Came up in sort of my news feed. But by the time I got to our Facebook group, I think it had already been posted about twice. So I was like, okay, they know. It seems like that was their big restock. I know there has been a couple of email notifications that have gone out to people, and people have then said, oh, I thought Cosmic Trip was back in, but it's gone. I've noticed a few of those posts, again, when they pop up on my news feed, because it's about Cosmic Trip. I'm always like, ooh, what's this say? But I think they were either returns or, you know, stock they'd found in the warehouse or something like that. Cancelled orders, that sort of stuff. But this latest restock seems to be their big one. And it's an amazing painting to do. So it's well worth. So happy that you got hold of it. You will love it. It is a fun painting to do. She said it is her first year participating in an event, and due to her job, she said she is too busy to diamond paint every day, but her goal is to sit down as often as she can. She said she's currently working on Each Tree Has a Soul from Diamond Art Club. She said your painting is looking amazing so far, and she's excited to see it finished. It is. It's coming along nicely, and I'm enjoying the splashes of sort of purple and blue as I go along. And as I say, I'm one of those. I quite enjoy the white, so I'm even enjoying doing the white. Gives me a chance to do a lot of waffling before I start messing about with all my trays and filling in the gaps. I've got a stubborn diamond. Are you going to go the right way up? There we go. This is just one of my things. I could just tip more diamonds on top, but I do like to empty my tray before I add more. So let's add some more. I don't think I did. Or maybe I did. Maybe I'm pushing it, but I am going to empty the rest of this tray of diamonds, though I probably will put those bags in it. So if you see this filled back up again, that's why I've popped the bags off the top of my tray storage into it, so all the diamonds are in one place. Yeah, I've probably filled this one up too much, so I'll try not to do too much shaking of the tray and knocking them everywhere. Ina, she says, thanks for a lovely, another nice waffle. She says she is now convinced that she will finish her biggest painting, which is 120 by 80 centimetres. She says she's convinced she'll finish it this month. Good going. Well, that comment was left on the 9th. Of course, we're now on the 15th, so we are officially halfway through. Is your confidence still there, Ina? Still confident halfway through that you will finish it? I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will knock it out the park. Sarah, she says your decision wheel really favours the bottom section of the canvas. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, when I did the decision wheel, I was nowhere near the canvas. But I'm sure to goodness it knows exactly what it looks like. Probably just from me talking, and the app's determined exactly what I'm working on and exactly how I've sectioned it out. Because it certainly feels like it likes one bit. But I know there are a couple of people who've been doing one in like a different orientation or in a different way. And it looks ever so slightly different. But it has definitely clumped some numbers together. I suppose that's what makes it random. She says, crazy how much it chooses that area of the painting. To be fair, I prefer it to have chosen the left side in the same sort of manner. Mainly because I like, when I start a painting, I like to work on probably the least eventful half of the painting. And then save the more eventful part until later. And I feel like, you know, all the colours here with that part of the ribbon. So I'm kind of okay with it picking that. And I prefer it over it picking all the sections with colouring and then leaving me with all the blockiness and just bits of colour later on. I feel like it's spreading it out a little bit more. So I'll take that. She says, we have a saying here in the US. She says she's not sure if it's universal. But I think we need to tell it, go home decision wheel, you're drunk. She says, great waffle as always. Thank you. It's not a phrase I've heard from where I am. Though that doesn't mean it's not a phrase somewhere in the UK. But I like it. I like it, I like it. Crystal, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she's been watching me on her big TV. Well, I do apologise if you end up with a big top of a head every now and then on your TV. She says she hasn't been making many comments. Understandable. TVs are not the easiest ones to leave comments from. She says she's working on her cross stitch called Sherlock Holmes for the June waffle. She says she hasn't been able to do much diamond painting, but she will soon. She said once hubby is out of the hospital. Oh, I hope that is soon. She says he has been there since April 27th. She said, have a great weekend. That is a long time. Hopefully he is on the mend and will be home soon. Yeah, but it needs to be the right time, but hopefully the right time is soon. Debbie, she said, hi there from Ontario, Canada. She said, wonderful whip and chat. She said she does multi-place, but it took her a while to get the hang of it. She started with a 3-placer and has made it all the way up to a 7-placer. She said it does keep things moving along nicely. She says she hopes that I'm doing well and my diamond is lovely. Thank you. It's coming along really well. It's a little bit deceiving because I do still have the clear covers on, so you can partly see the painting, as well as, of course, me then completely covering sections in diamonds. I feel like cover paper is the way forward in the future. Irene says they have a Woolworths in South Africa. She says, and they buy food and clothes, as the clothes are a good fit. Perfect. I love options for clothes. Our Tesco is pretty good for clothes at the moment. Well, she says that because she found some things that fit her, but Janita, she said today was a nightmare for her. She says she was on her way home and she stopped for some food. She got in her car. She went to turn the car key and it snapped. Ooh, not what you want to happen. She said she went back into the fish and chip shop. Good choice of food, by the way. She said, and they taped it up back and front. She said, and great news, it worked. She said, and she got home. Well, that's good. It was your good choice in meal. That's what helped matters. Choosing a good tea or dinner, depending on what you call it. And she said, yeah, a rubber is different in Canada as well, she said. Yeah, I will try to use the word eraser going forward rather than rubber. Tiffany said she is looking at getting into 3D printing. She said, how long does it take your slowest 3D printer to print one of our largest trays? So our large trays take 3 hours each. Maybe a smidge more, but rough ballpark is 3 hours for a big tray, 2.5 hours for a zesty tray. I get three big trays done in a day, sometimes 4 zesty trays on each printer. But we do have our sort of print settings and the way we've set the file up to be a very high quality. We could potentially get away with faster with a lower quality, but I just didn't like to diamond paint with it as much, so we went for quality over the speed. But yeah, about 3 hours. Mysterious Days, she says, hi Rebecca. She said it took her 2 sittings to finish today's because she had a headache and she couldn't do it. Well, at least you took the break when you needed to. She said, while the painting is favouring one side on my painting, she says it is the top on hers. So there we go. It is favouring somewhere different on others. She said it looks like an I design on hers, like the letter I. She said, so it's funny. So maybe that's it. Maybe I should have just done my numbers the other way, up and down rather than across. Then again, if I trick it to that next time, do you reckon it'd still end up going more to the left? Who knows? It's one of those things. It's random for a reason because it comes out with random things. Amber, she said, hi Rebecca. She said she found my channel while on bed rest and she fell in love with diamond painting. Happy to have got you interested in diamond painting. It's a great hobby. She said she ordered herself a pink zesty tray and last year's advent, and she said she can't wait to order more trays. She's working on a mystery painting from Katead, which is her first square painting, and she says she still has no idea what it is. She loves putting on my kitting up videos while she's working on projects. She said it's a friendly and entertaining voice to keep her company. She says much love from Texas. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad I can keep you company, Amber. At least with the likes of my kitting ups, if that's your favourite. I do try and categorise everything into playlists as well, so you can just hit play and watch a load of different kitting up videos or completed or unboxings or whatever takes your fancy for the day, and there's definitely a few there to keep you going. Sarah says morning from Oxford. Morning, Sarah, or afternoon as it is now. I hope you're having a good day. Mumsy Escape. Sometimes when usernames, 2 words together, it takes me a minute to figure out what they are. She said hello. She said good news is that her dog Cash has finally learnt to leave her diamonds, cases, pots and trays alone. Woohoo! The succession of not messing with everything. She said he is currently lay on the sofa while she continues with her mystery diamond painting. She says she has worked out what it is. She said, and sadly, it's a Disney princess. She says Frozen, she thinks. She says she still hasn't seen those films yet. They are quite entertaining. It's the only people that really don't find them as entertaining are the poor parents that have had to listen to them 20 times, you know, within a 2-day period because the child's ill and it's all they want on the telly. So I quite like them. I just wouldn't want to watch them as often as children do. She says, but she's still having fun doing it. She said it'll become a Christmas gift for someone. I think one of my mysteries that I had ended up being a Frozen princess scene one. Didn't float my boat either, but I quite enjoyed doing the mystery and enjoying the process of the mystery. And because it was a budget one, it didn't break, you know, I didn't feel like I'd wasted money because I enjoyed the process of it. But when I was getting a Diamond Art Club one, I wanted to make sure it was an artist that I would at least potentially really enjoy. Alice, she said, so at first when you said the tick is nothing in my head, oh, this is the tick symbol. She said, my mouth gaped open so wide, she said, and my eyes were just in utter shock, thinking to myself, you can see the tick on there as plain as day. She said, but then you said, it's just white. She said, well, that's the laugh that she needed this week. She says, because she can truly relate to the symbol just being the colour and not the symbol. She says, good old 310. It's never a symbol. It's just 310. And yeah, that's what it is that I see with like this tick symbol in this instance. It can often be just a dot symbol for the white. I don't keep saying in my head tick, 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 because otherwise that could get rather annoying. I just see it as white, and as long as I'm placing white on white, I'm all good. I don't keep saying white in my head either though, just so you know. I don't need to remind myself with this symbol in the same way as I do with others. Alice says hello. She says a good Mary Higgins Clark book series is with Alafair Burke. Said it's about a TV show that revisits unsolved cases. She said she can't remember the last one she read, but she really enjoyed it. Enjoyed what she's read of that series. She said school holidays here in Australia are very different to the US and the UK. She said we have 4 terms, so we get 2 weeks off at the end of each term and go into the new term. She says come the 4th term they get the Christmas holidays, which is about a month and a half. So when the children go back to school, they start in a new grade with a new teacher and whatnot. She says, so we don't get a full season off as such. That's similar to the UK, not dates-wise, but your Christmas is summertime. So your Christmas is in summer for you. So your time off at Christmas is equivalent to our summer holidays, which is 6 weeks off. Ours still have the terms. The terms are slightly different. So while your school year starts in January, our school year starts in September because that's the end of our summer. In fact, your school year starts in February, I think, in Australia because it's the end of your summer. Our new school year starts in September after our summer. The only difference is we have 3 terms in school. They're each about 8 weeks long, I think. And after each term, they have 2 weeks off. But they do also have what's called a half term. So it's like they stick a week in the middle. So it's like 4 weeks in, a week off, 4 weeks in, 2 weeks off. And then rinse and repeat. So yeah, it is slightly different, but the school year as such, you know, when you go into a higher level, is at the end of summer, the same as yours is. The difference is your summer is at Christmas, whereas ours only get 2 weeks off at Christmas. Because it's not summertime for us, it's snow. Mrs. Jo Violet, she says hello from the future. She's from Brisbane, Australia. It's taking on this you being in the future. I like it. She says, thanks to your great company. She says she is also almost done with her work in progress. She said her decision wheel, she said, thanks for the idea. I think that actually came from a subscriber as well. But I love passing on their good ideas. She says she decided she will do, the decision wheel decided she will do the snap from Diamond Art Club next. She said secretly she was crossing her fingers that it would choose that one. So she is stoked. She said, enjoy the rest of your week. See, sometimes you do have to, like, you know, hope that something is going to happen, even though, and sometimes I think it helps. So as you know, we've been doing giveaways. There's not one in this video, just so you know, but we've been doing giveaways, and one of the giveaways that we've done is rather heavy. I mean, I don't know how heavy, I haven't weighed it, but I'm thinking it's heavy. So anyway, I asked Megan to draw the giveaway winner. And she basically pulls the spreadsheet with the details, puts a number into a random generator and says pick from number 2 to however many people have entered. Because of course the first row is title, name and address, etc. And there's no point in that winning. Anyway, so she sent me the name and email of who won, and I just sent the email off straight away, thinking, please be UK, please be UK. Just because of postage, no other reason than postage and just easier logistics. And it was UK, and I had absolutely nothing to do with it at all. But bless her heart, Gemma replied so quickly with her address, so she was able to put me out of my misery really quick and confirm that she was UK. But I've already sent 2 other giveaway wins to the US, so actually sending stuff abroad doesn't bother me at all. All the others have gone abroad, but every now and then something that's big or weirdly shaped does make me think, how on earth am I going to do that? I still need to find a box for it for sending it UK, but at least I know I have a few courier options if I can't just throw it with Royal Mail. So I've got a couple of other options of couriers that I can get it to fairly easy without it breaking the bank. So yeah, maybe the random number generator listened to me like your decision wheel did, telepathically. Jo, she said there is a symbol that she simply called 2 dots. She said that is until her mum worked on her first diamond painting. She said the diamond painting was round, so the sticker for it has a round border. I can see where this is going. She said, so she, oh, no, I can't. She said, so she called it a pig's snout. As soon as you said that it had a border, I'm thinking a button. I don't know if anybody else thought a button like I did. I didn't think a pig's snout, but I like it. She says, and she's never been able to call it anything else since. She says, thank you for the great waffle as always. My mind simply went to button then. Pig snout, I like it. I like it. Maybe I will end up calling the 2 dot one a pig snout. We shall find out when I next come across the symbol. See if it's been retained in my brain. Kerry, she says she's watching me and she's got 1 colour left on Spirit of Flight. She said, so there will be a finish at the end of it. Woohoo! Finishes are great. Finishing and starting. 2 most favourite parts. Still enjoy the rest, but they're my favourites. Starting and finishing. I just enjoy it all, but they're my favourites. Cat Lady, she says when she took the photos to put on Facebook of her Heaven and Earth design, she said she realised it was the first time that she had taken a good look at the progress. She said she had checked on Pattern Keeper, but she hadn't checked the physical painting. She said she'll add some more photos on Sunday, but she is at 69.52% at the moment, and she may reach 70% by then. She says she uses the Notes app on her phone for lots of things. She says her phone seems to have done away with her yearly paper calendars. Yeah, I'm not as good. I do have moments where I want a paper calendar. The only thing is, there's nowhere that it can go that I will look at enough to use a paper calendar. Like there's no one place that I can put it up that I will see it every day. So I tend to use Trello on my computer a lot. So I do still like my lists, especially when things are getting crazy busy. Nothing beats a piece of pen and paper. But I actually use an app called Trello. It's on my phone and it's on my Mac. It's an online thing, so it talks to each other, which is great. And I create myself like a standard, I have a standard master to-do list on there that I sort of copy, and at the beginning of the week I copy the master list and create myself a Monday to Friday dated list. It's basically got the things like checking the emails, checking social media, packing orders, you know, the stuff that I do every day. And then I have a list that is things that need doing, whether it be restocks, ordering something, all sorts of ideas that I've got for the future and planning on those. And then I have a list that is upcoming appointments as well that I put in with their dates. And what I like about it is that I can drag and drop things and move them. move them about. So what I'll do when I create my weekly list, if I've got a certain amount of things I need to do that week, I will spread them into my certain days so that I can get them completed. And if I ever want to move them forward or move them back, I can do. But yeah, my upcoming appointments really works because I can see at a glance what's coming up. But I can also then, of course, move them into my week to make sure that I don't forget on the day, because I'm constantly going back and checking that list. Mainly because I like to cross things off as being done. It's more the reason. It's the satisfaction of crossing things off my list. But it also helps to remind me what I've got on for the day. But yeah, I used to love a calendar, but there's just nowhere that it can constantly get looked at unless it's like on my computer, which is, you know, is mostly a Monday to Friday type of thing. So I do give myself a kick if I've got something on a Saturday. You know, I have to make sure on a Friday that I remind everybody in the house so that they can tell me. Kerry says she has used a multiplacer to finish Spirit of Flight because she was so excited to have it finished. Well done on the achievement. Well done you. How on earth have I missed one of, well, I say white, it's an off-white, but how on earth have I missed a white one there? Goodness knows. I'm guessing I thought I'd placed it and the glue dot decided to pick it up again. I've missed a letter D there as well. I've not yet missed a white one though. I've not yet had to re-pull white out for the purposes of a dot. Now stay. Stay where you're told to stay. Anthea, she says, hi again, love. She says it's Helena. She says she recently got more storage and a light board and more paintings. She says she's so excited. Hang on, I've got my U-turn arrow. She says she's so excited. She loves diamond painting so much and she loves this channel. Oh, I don't actually have any more of those. I've missed an arrow though. See? This is what happens. It's a very bitty painting, this one. She does say she has a question. She said her question for today, she said, is have you gotten any other family members into diamond painting? I have got Megan into diamond painting. So Megan is probably the one after me that does it the most. My daughter, well, my other two daughters, so Caris has done it a little bit. She's actually was going to be doing Zesty Wolf that she's had since December 2021. So she hasn't diamond painted loads, but she was planning on doing that. I don't think she has though. So she does it very, very rarely. So does Catherine, my youngest. My niece did do one. Also my sister-in-law did do one. But it doesn't seem to have stuck with them. Though they are scrapbookers as well. So I think their love for scrapbooking overwon their love for diamond painting. Whereas while I love scrapbooking and actually got my sister-in-law into it, I sort of, you know, with the kids growing older, I was sort of struggling as to what to scrapbook. I know there's loads of options, but I'd always scrapbook the kids. So as they were getting older and Mama wasn't there to take all their photos, etc., I was struggling a lot more on what to scrapbook. So I think when diamond painting came along for me, it just grabbed me. But yeah, there's a few other sort of extended family members that have done it as well. And yeah, I've sort of shared some bits with them and some diamond paintings with them. But there's probably a lot more on YouTube that I have got into it than there is in my own family, probably. But yeah, I'm spreading the love in whichever way I can, and loving doing it. Right, there is the last one placed for today. It's getting warm in here again. So we have now connected. I'm not looking at where the next one is because it's that kind of game. I'm not looking until we're doing it. Or I'll look when I go out to edit the video and stuff now. But I won't know where on the painting it is because I forget where all the numbers are if I'm not looking at it. But we have now connected here. We need number 14 to sort of connect it fully. Or maybe number 9 would be classed as a connection. But knowing the app, it's probably going to go over here again. But anyway, we have another section done. We are officially halfway through the June waffle, so I hope you guys have all got as far as you wanted. If not, make those adaptations. Don't put pressure on yourself to get things finished. Change things up. Sometimes the rules have to change when life throws us curveballs. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.